Good afternoon, boys and girls. We're going to draw a tiger today. So let's go ahead and get started. We want our paper in portrait style. And the first thing we're going to draw is two eyes. So we'll draw some circles for the two eyes. Then we want to draw almost like a triangle, except the triangle's not going to touch. So we'll draw a line going down and another line just a little bit over going down and stop at the same point. And then we're going to join those two lines. Okay, that's going to be the start of the tiger's nose. And so we'll make the nose into a triangle. Okay, and now we'll draw the muzzle in a circle shape around his nose, and then we'll make a little curly mouth, almost like the letter J and a backwards letter J. Okay, then the next step, we're going to fill in our eyes, give them pupils. And now we're going to draw our tiger's big round head. So we're going to start from the muzzle, go up. Now if on the top you want to kind of make it more flat, or you can make it a little more round, and then these two lines will connect. There we go. And now some round little ears, round little tiger ears. Perfect. All right, and now inside of the tiger's ears, we will make another little circle. Now I noticed this ear was a little small, so I just made it the inside and the outside. That's how we can easily fix our mistakes when we are doing our art projects. All right, and now we want to make a body, so we're going to start from the bottom of the head, and you can make yours a long skinny tiger or a big muscly tiger. And then I'm going to fill in the background with some leaves. So I don't start the leaves here. We want them kind of going off the paper so that it gives it more of a 3D look, like the tiger is stalking from deep in the jungle. And you can make your leaves small and big. You can make some leaves going behind the other leaves. Make him look like he's in the jungle. Okay, and then they're just curvy lines. And they come to a point almost like a round shape here. Okay, and then I'll draw a couple up here where, again, they're going to go off the paper and then over the tiger's face. And when we paint these or color these in, we won't color in that little line there. It'll get covered over, so it looks like the tiger's behind the leaf. Then we can do a couple up in the corner. Okay, and then when you're done drawing your leaves, the next step will be to go over it with some crayon. So we'll do that in just a moment here. Okay, now that my tiger is all outlined in crayon, I'm going to add a few more details. Like we need to add some whiskers. So we're going to draw 3 whiskers on each side. Okay. And then our next step is going to be to paint it. So I will stop the video and I'll show it to you in just a few moments when I've got some paint, and I'll talk about it and share it with you. Alright, I noticed that we haven't put in the veins to our leaves, so we're going to do that while we're waiting for our painting to dry. So just basically from the tip down, just draw a line, And then you can have some almost V shapes going up. And then on the other side, starting from the same point, and go up. Now all the leaves are in our portrait have their veins in them. So our tiger still isn't quite dry to put the stripes on, so let's go ahead and paint the leaves. Now what I'm going to do is paint them 2 different green colors, just to give it a little more realistic look. You could paint yours all the same color, you could do multiple colors, so however you want to do it. You're the artist, so you decide how you want your canvas. All right, now my tiger's dry, so I'm gonna put in the stripes. So I got a nice, remember if you get less water and more pigment, it'll come out darker. So I put more pigment on this than water because I want the stripes to be nice and bold. So I'm gonna go ahead, just take my paintbrush and draw a stripe across his face. 2 and 3. I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. Maybe get a little more pigment. 1, 2, and 3. And if it comes out too light, you can always let it dry a little bit and then go add some more pigment. And then we're gonna get the 3 on the other side. 1, 2, and this one's gonna go under the leaf, so I'm gonna stop at the leaf. Maybe just make it a little thicker right there. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a couple stripes on his body too. 2 stripes, maybe just a little stripe there. A little stripe and a couple of big stripes. Okay, and you could do the stripes however you want. You don't have to do 3, you could do 2, you could do 1, you could do some small ones and some large ones. No tiger has the same pattern of stripes. They all are different. They're like our fingerprints. They have different stripes. So your tiger can have different stripes too. All right, now I'm going to paint the background, and when I do my backgrounds, I like to put water, just plain water onto the canvas first. And then I'll put the pigment in there and it kind of just spreads out. Oops, we hit the black and now the black is spreading out. So that's what we're going to do with the rest. And it's okay. Remember, we can, if we have a mistake like that, that's a mistake. I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. Because we can fix it. And I'm just going to put in my pigment because I think I'm going to do a blue and maybe some purple for my background. You could do other colors, but it's all right that the black is in the thing because it's just going to make my blue look darker. So I'll go ahead and start putting some blue in there. Put it back where that black is, and it's just going to make it kind of a smoky, dark, jungly sky, and that's okay. So you can see how when I put in the pigment and because I put water down, it just kind of swirls and floats around and kind of makes it look like the sky. Okay, and you can already see that my black over here where I had the mistake is starting to just kind of blend in with the background and not even notice it. It's just darker there. Get some pigment up there. So that's how it's looking. All right, I'm going to do some more and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I finished my background. And at the top, remember I had that accident? You can barely see that there was ever any accident. And once it dries, it will even look less so. And then I went ahead and added some purple just to show you if you want to do a purple background instead. You could do any color. Also, I chose some different colors just to kind of make those different colors that we'd see if we were looking into a jungle. Some areas are going to be darker and some areas are going to be lighter. So on this side, I used a little bit lighter blue and I mixed it in with the darker blue up here to kind of blend it together. And then on this side, I used the purple and I blended in some of the purple over there. and then some of the black. And I almost think I'd like to maybe just add a little more black on the top just to kind of blend everything, since I made that little bit of a mistake, but we can fix it. There, I'm adding a little bit of black to kind of blend it in with the other two colors. There we go. Okay. And so the last thing I'm going to do is some little freckles on his muzzle. And so I'm just going to use my pastel to do that. So we can just put a little bit of freckles on his muzzle. And you could paint it if you had some color to paint the muzzle. Tigers tend to have a white muzzle, so it's a lot of times easier just to leave it unpainted. But if you had a crown or something, you could color it in. So anyways, that's my tiger.